Welcome back, everybody, to this Let's Play series for Final Fantasy XIV. In our last video, let's see, what happened in our last video? It's been a little bit of time. We did a couple of just leave quests, leveling up quests, that's what we did. I think we left off with Volatus Kane here at level 8. I think we did, and now, of course, if you look down at the bottom of the screen, you can see that Volatus is now up to level 9 Thaumaturge. We are going to hopefully get him up to level 10 here pretty soon. Once we get him to level 10, I think we're going to switch over to the Conjurer job class, and then we're going to level that one up. Let's see, what else are we doing? In this episode, what I think I'd like to do is head over to the Merchant Wards, or the Market Wards, I think it's called the Market Wards, and look for some new equipment for Volatus. We're still wearing that kimono, I think it's called the Lord's Yukata. We're still wearing that piece of equipment, which is left over from the recent holiday, the Moonfire Fair, which at this time has come to an end. So we're going to go get some new clothes, kind of get a little bit nicer armor for him here. Before we do, I'd like to actually draw a little bit of attention to the sky. If you notice, Dalamud, the red moon over there, is getting quite large in the sky. At the time that I'm recording this, I think we seem to be getting pretty close to something pretty significant happening as far as that's concerned. If you also notice up in the sky, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the YouTube video, but there are shooting stars all over the place. There are lots of, I guess, bits of debris and things that are burning up in the atmosphere. So that's kind of neat. And then we can also see the Northern Lights, or what appear to be the Northern Lights anyway, all around, which is perplexing. I don't know what that means, but that's exciting nonetheless. It certainly means that changes are coming, and that will be happening pretty soon. I think the 2.0 reboot is supposed to start coming to fruition here in maybe the next month or two, September, October, November. So that will be pretty exciting to see. It's really cool to see these changes happening in game, you know, and to kind of be present as the world goes through this enormous transformation. I'm very excited about the update. Can't wait for that. So anyway, what we're doing right now is we're on our way to the Market Wards. We're on the second floor second level of the Limsa Lominsa city, and if you look down near the bottom of the map there, there's the three titles. There's the Southern Islands, the Market Wards, and the Maelstrom Command. We're looking for the Market Wards, which is right this way. We're going to hopefully find ourselves some gear. Alright, maybe we should go ahead and get some Conjurer gear while we're here. So there's several different options here to choose from. The only one that we're interested in right now is Market Ward, so we're going to select that. And to start off with, let's see. Well, we're looking for magic stuff, or we're looking for equipment for the mage classes here. So I think we're going to go with Spellcraft. That seems to be the natural choice. Alright, so here we are, and it doesn't look like there are a whole lot of people here. A whole lot of these characters actually here that we're seeing here. There's, oh goodness, there's only what, 2 or 3 of them in here. These are what they call, what are they called? Let's see, hold on. They're called retainers. That's what they're called. Retainers are basically, they're an NPC character that you can summon. You can summon summon a retainer yourself, and it sort of serves like a shopkeep, I guess. You give the retainer, you give them items, and if you want to sell them, then the retainer will stand here, and other players can come in and buy things from the retainer, which is what we're doing now. So this Negitoro here, this is a player's. There's a player out there somewhere who summoned this NPC and left items in his possession here for players to buy, such as ourselves. So we're gonna highlight this character, Negatoro, and select him and see what he has for sale. Alright, he's got iron bar, but let's say I'm looking for equipment. So there's an eye patch, which is much too high level for us. Dream tunic. That looks interesting, but it doesn't look very valuable. Okay, he doesn't really have anything for us, so we're going to go ahead and move on from him. Next we have Poco-tan here. And, oops, gotta highlight him first. And he doesn't have anything for us either. There should be this guy here, Broen Folk. He is not a retainer. He is I guess a computer-controlled NPC character, and he should have some, I guess, a good selection for us. So let's see what he has. He should have some things for us that we can use, or not. Well, he does have a weathered scepter. That's the level. Oh, that's the weapon that we already have. Let's see, he has an upgrade. We could upgrade our weapon here. This is a bone staff, which is recommended for level 5 thaumaturges. You know, I was kind of hoping something for hoping for something in the level 10 range, but it doesn't look like he's given us a choice there. We have the level 1 scepter, we have the level 5 bone staff, and we have the level 15 brass cudgel. And he doesn't have any equipment for us, any armor or gear besides weapons. So I'm going to go over here and talk to this last retainer and see what this guy has for sale, or this girl has for sale. Okay, let's see here. Straw hat, leather ring bands, dodo skin shoes. Let's see, the dodo skin shoes, that's not really it's not really an upgrade as far as defense goes. It does give us more HP. It does give us a little bit of a magic craftsmanship boost. I'm not really liking these, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm actually pretty disappointed with the selection here, to be honest. Well, you know, in the interest of, I guess, not wasting time, I'm gonna purchase the purchase the bone staff. Oh, wait, I was gonna buy it before I realized I don't have nearly enough gil. It's like 4,000 gil and I've only got 1,500 gil, so it looks like we are gonna walk out of here empty-handed, and that is unfortunate. Usually the stuff that the NPC characters have for sale is ridiculously overpriced. It's generally better to buy from the retainers, because players set those prices and they can set those prices to be a little bit more manageable. I mean, that's ridiculous. A level 5 bone staff. The level 5 bone staff cost 4,500 gil. I'm almost level 10 and I've only got 1,500 gil. You know, I don't have near enough money to pay for it, and even if I did have enough money to pay for it, it's 5 levels below my current level, so it seems like just a waste. So maybe it's better that I couldn't afford it. There's one more character we can talk to, I think, in this area that might have some gear for us that we can afford maybe, and that will be useful for us. And I mean, to be honest, I guess, I mean, we're not really struggling to level up right now. It's not like we're hurting for better equipment. You know, we're performing pretty admirably as far as being able to handle enemies. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like if I'm almost to level 10, I ought to be using level 10 armor, level 10 weapons, you know, level 10 gear. All right, so here we are back at the Mizzenmast Inn. Now over here is where we collect leave quests from, or leva quests. Is it leva quests or leave quests? I guess I said it both ways. Maybe I'll just say leave quests. But that counter over there is where we get our leave quests. That counter in the back there where Baderon is, that's where we get our story missions. And I think back there also is a couple of... oh, that's right. This character over here, Ursula, she is who we talk to if we want to summon our own retainer. If we want a retainer to take items from us and sell them, then we can talk to her for that. And these two characters over here, Tilswain and Weibacht, are characters that we can buy stuff from. So let's select them and see what they have for sale. So here we have Disciple of War, Disciple of Magic Arms. So these are kind of starting level weapons for all these different disciples, or disciplines rather. So we're Disciples of Magic, so we're gonna check this one out. And it looks like he's got the same selection at similar prices. That is unfortunate. That really sucks. So what we're going to do is buy this Weathered Cane because we want to go ahead and get started on our Conjurer training. So now we have that, and we need to have that in order to switch to the Conjurer class. So now we have that. That'll be good. And this guy should have some gear, some clothing and body equipment that we can purchase. So let's check out the first category here, which is the head and body gear. What's he got? What selection? Alright, so we got a hempen coif, which is level 1. That's quite low. Straw hat, which we saw already, also not great. Man. The only stuff we can afford is the level 1 gear. Well, I hate to disappoint. Wait a minute. I think I could probably... Do they have a level 1 head? Okay, so they do have a level 1, this hempen coif. This level 1 hempen coif headwear is 546 gear. We don't have any headwear equipped, so we could buy that and equip it. I guess the only thing I'm thinking about right now is just from a simple aesthetic standpoint. You know, from an aesthetic standpoint, it's going to cover up his hair, and I like his hair the way it is. And the level 1 headgear doesn't really do much for us in the grand scheme of things, so I think I'm just going to keep everything like I have, and that's really disappointing. I was really hoping to find some cool stuff, some cool gear available. But alas, maybe next time, maybe we'll accumulate a little bit more gil from accomplishing a few more story quests, and we'll be able to buy some cool stuff eventually, maybe. But sorry about that. I know that's disappointing. I'm disappointed we weren't able to find anything. But right now I'm going to head down to the... I'm going to head down one level. Right now I'm headed towards this stair... well, it's not a staircase, but this ramp down to level 1, because we need to go to the Fisherman's Guild. That's where we need to go and do the next story mission, or really rather to complete the previous story mission. We recently went out to Oshan's Torch. We escorted an NPC named Sisyphus out there, and we have yet to claim the reward for helping her out. And in order to do that, we need to go down here to, what's the name of the place? Fisherman's Bottom is what it's called. And there's an NPC I guess we're going to talk to down here that has a reward for us for helping out Sisyphus. So that's what we're going to go do. Maybe that reward will be a couple thousand gil. We could go buy a ridiculously overpriced tunic or whatever. Down the stairs we go. Alright. Up. It looks like the game's gonna take over for us. You see, I knew this aspiring adventurer would be the most appropriate agent for this assignment. He has proven far braver than one might have assumed from the scanty sum required to secure his services, so maybe we won't be getting very much money. Perhaps you should ponder a permanent position in our guild. But first, I believe you'd like to be richly recompensed for services readily rendered. Thank you again, Volatus. You're welcome, Sisyphus. And what did we get? 3,000 gil. That's pretty cool. So we do get, I think, for story-related quests, I think we do receive a little bit higher, or a little bit more experience, a little bit more gil than we would for other types of quests. So that's neat. Now, if you notice, the link pearl icon down here in the bottom right of the screen is glowing yellow. That means we've got a new message. So I'm going to activate that, and we've got a message from the Adventurers Guild, which I guess is Baderon. Yes, indeed it is. He says, Volatus, me mates tell me that the fishbacks gone and wreaked themselves some havoc over by Ocean's torch. So we already know where that is. Oh wait. Mayhap this'll finally strike a light under them work-shy Smitty's fat arses and get 'em stoking the forges day and night to drag that iron beast of theirs out of dry dock and into the fight. There's so much local dialect in that I'm not quite exactly sure what that means. What else does he have to say? Why don't ye venture out to Naldik and Vimeles and see for yourself? Maybe the smell of the soot and the ring of the anvil will set your blood a-boilin', eh? Pay no heed to them scholarlies in the Alchemist's Guild, lad. Only Smitties can turn lead into gold, if you gets me meaning. So he doesn't think much of alchemy, I suppose. And it looks like that's all he has to say for us. So let's go down to our journal here. And Treasures of the Main, that's our story quest right now. Betaron has suggested you pay a visit to Naldik and Vimeles, Limsa Lominsa's premier shipyard and home to both the Blacksmith's Guild and the Armorer's Guild. So that's right here in town. We can go ahead and do that. Oh, and look! Well, not the map, but that's where the Armorer's Guild. It's up on the second level where we just came from. But if we look here, the reward is 200 experience points and 6,000 gil. Oh, but you know what? I bet that's to be given to us when we complete the quest as a whole. Right now, what we're doing is tackling sort of mini quests, like quest within a quest, I suppose. The grand overall quest is the Treasures of the Main, but it's broken up into smaller quests like escorting Sisyphus and going to visit these different guilds. I think it's the main point of this quest right now is just to get us familiar with the city, help us learn the layout, help us to understand and to remember where different guilds are, so that whenever we need to get there later on, we'll know where they are and we'll be familiar with everything already. So we're going to run back up to the second level, pretty much the exact same way we just came. Ah man, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, game time. That doesn't stop or that doesn't have any impact on activities in the world, thankfully enough. But doesn't seem like the most eventful time, I guess. I'm wondering what kind of a jump we'll see in game whenever the reboot hits, because I have a feeling people are going to be excited to try the game up again. You know, there seems to be a lot of people who are excited about the A Realm Reborn. It seems to be looking pretty cool. There's a lot of new content. I think I read in an article that it's supposed to be something in the neighborhood of 80% all new assets, you know, models and textures and environments and everything. So there's a lot of content coming our way, and I'm expecting to see a jump in player activity, or subscriptions, I guess. Alright, so here we are in the this is a combination. This is two guilds in one building. It's the it's the Armorer's Guild and the Blacksmith's Guild. So we're supposed to talk to one of these guys here. So I'm just gonna, oh wait, no, this one over here, we can see the exclamation point over his head. Maybe we couldn't see it behind that sign, but we're gonna talk to Bodenolf here, because he's who we're supposed to talk to. And we're going to select Treasures of the Main, because that's why we're here. See what he has to say. Well, would you look at that, laddies? Another fearless adventurer wanders into the forge. You like playing Knights and Dragons with the other kiddies, eh? We can play if you like. Just let me warm me poker first. Or maybe you be one of them venturers thinking we can snap our fingers and transform you into a full-fledged shipwright with our Smitty magics. Well, ain't you in for a surprise then? You could have sprung forth from the salty loins of mighty Limlane herself, but there ain't no way you'd get to join up without Steelmaster Henanza's say-so. Talk to her if you like, but you better pray she ain't in one of her moods. Oh, wait, is this the... It is Rosenthal. He was on the ship. The cutscene from the beginning of the game. Wonder what he's doing in the Armorer's Guild here. Good work. Oh wait, this is different. Stallman. This is a different character. I thought that might have been Rosenthal. I could have sworn it was him. Huh. Good work. Just wish we could have completed it in time for the Seal Rock expedition. Something's wrong with the engine. I have someone from Garland Ironworks here working on it, but progress is slow. There's little we can do about that now, though it would have been nice to join the scholars on this trip. As for Seal Rock, might you have learned whence the island came? That's what we've been trying to do for the past few months. Unfortunately, matters here in local waters have kept me from visiting the island in person. Who are these characters? I don't know. I don't know if we've seen them before. I don't remember seeing them. Oh wait, this is Hananza, so we need to talk to her, I guess, about guild responsibilities. That's who she is. Okay. So you speak of the stowaways on that passenger ship, yes? You mean pirate ship. I locked up the crew for questioning the moment they dropped anchor in the bay. We've been trying to extract a confession from that one-eyed captain of theirs, but so far neither he nor any of his crew seems susceptible to the standard forms of coercion. But if it was transporting more than simply passengers, that would perhaps go some way to explaining the appearance of the sea serpent. Ah, I guess that was Leviathan. Where did you... Oh. Enough, Hananza. A seasick shopkeep saw a wave and swore it was a monster, nothing more, so they don't believe us. Well, it definitely was more than a wave. My apologies, Stallman. Good grief, he's so much taller than we are. You there, you heard nothing of this, understood? Anyone asks you anything, you tell them sea serpents are naught but the bastard spawn of crap and credulity. Wonder why he wants to keep that a secret. Commodore. The Sahagin have ambushed the provisional squadron en route to Seal Rock. 5th Levy currently engaging the enemy. Heavy losses reported. Squadron commander amongst casualties. Acting commander does not think this attack is random and believes someone from within the ranks discovered our plans to the enemy. Relay the fleet's coordinates to General Command. Order the frigate's launch immediately. So this Stallman appears to be some kind of authority figure. Maybe he's in charge of the, I don't know, the police force or the local militia or something. The Barracudas. I'm not sure exactly who the Barracudas are. They seem like a police force of some kind, but anyway, now we're going to talk to Hananza. By the abyss, those damn reavers roamed the seas like it was their own. Reavers. There's another mention of reavers. They were... Sisyphus mentioned reavers earlier, whenever we were at Oshan's Torch. There were even rumors swirling that the fishbacks have been dealing with honest townsfolk like you and me. Fishbacks. I guess, are the fishbacks reavers? Because they've mentioned reavers, fishbacks, and Sahagin. And I don't know, I'm having trouble following a little bit. Another adventurer, are you? Lately, there have been a number of folk come to me in here calling themselves that. Any other day I would be inclined to believe you, but after what happened, I'll leave the character judgments to Bodenoff. If you can convince him that you're true of heart, I'll not question his judgment. So it looks like we're going to go back in and talk to Bodenoff. Yeah, that's Rosenthal right there. Yeah, what are you doing here, Rosenthal? Come to pay off your debts? Quiet, you crab-legged crone. Your damn ship's rusting at the bottom of the sea. Of course it is. You get what you pay for, and you barely paid me enough to make a dinghy, let alone a dinghy, excuse me, let alone a ship that could survive the currents near Seal Rock. Now get out of my forge. Of course it... Oh, wait, no, that's the line that I just read. A little disagreement there between, what's her name? I just forgot her name. The head armorer chick and Rosenthal. Alright, so here is Bodenoff. Are we talking to him again? I thought we were, but he doesn't have an exclamation point over his head, so let's check our journal and see. Treasures of the Main. I just witnessed a heated conversation between Hananza, that's her name, and a besotted pirate calling himself Rosenthal. He was, of course, on the ship that we were on when we saw Leviathan. And neither are currently inclined to speak to you. Contact Baderon using the Adventurers Guild link pearl and find out what he makes of the situation. So I guess that means if we look down, look down there in the bottom right, the link pearl is golden, or is glowing yellow again. So let's see what Baderon has to say. So what say ye to the forges? Quite something, eh? I doubt there be a ship in Limsa that ain't passing familiar with the hammers of the smithies down at Naldeek and Vimelis. The whole city'd probably sink without a trace if it weren't for them. Without smithies ain't no ships. Without ships ain't no fish. Without fish ain't no gelt. Without gelt, well, you get the idea. This town lives by the sea and dies by the sea. If you ain't got salt water in your veins, you best pack up and head to the mountains, because you ain't got no future in Limsa. What's that? The Reavers and Kudas. Oh wait, the Reavers, they must be the rival gang. So that's, okay, the Reavers and the Barracudas are the two rival not gangs, but the two rival factions that are butting heads. Okay, that's a little bit more clarity. That ain't bad news, lad. It's war. Or excuse me, that ain't news, lad. It's war. Why don't we head back to the winch? Why don't you head back to the hinge? I got to be something for you. Alright, so we're going to go back to the, the Mizzenmast Inn. Let's see if I can go around this way. Yeah. We're going to head back to the Mizzenmast Inn, where I guess Baderon has, something for us. Looks like the sun is coming up. Wait, did I hear something out here? Oh, hey, yeah, look up there. You can see, I think those are Garlean airships that are passing over. They've been featured in the skies around Limsa Lominsa, you know, ever since I started playing the game, but recently they've been much more heavily featured. I just went into first-person mode there. Ugh, and that's not cool. Let's go back. Recently, the ships have been getting larger and kind of featured a little bit more prominently. You know, they kind of remind me a little bit of Close Encounters of the Third Kind with the blinking lights and the glowing blinking lights there. But I'm sure that has something to do with Final Fantasy. The A Realm Reborn reboot coming up. I assume they do. I know the Garlean invasion is a major story element right now. I'm thinking that there will be some kind of resolution to that storyline as we transition into the reboot. But that's kind of neat to see those big ships coming through. We can actually hear them. I'm not sure if that'll show up, and surely that will show up. The audio from those ships passing overhead is quite apparent to me. But anyway, almost back to the Mizzenmast here. And it takes sometimes a minute, or not a minute, it takes a few seconds sometimes for the characters to load in the inn here, because this is a big player hub. A lot of NPCs in here and a lot of player characters in here. So there's Baderon. We're going to talk to him. He's got a blue exclamation point icon over his head, which typically means that we've got a completed quest, and we just need to finish it now. So let's see if that's the case. Kame, maybe I was wrong about you. You're still alive, and that'd be more than anyone expected from you when you first walked in. But don't be kidding yourself. You ain't even seen the top of the tip of the rotten iceberg that is Limsa Lominsa. Just wait till one of them pirate crews takes an interest in you. Then we'll see what you truly be made of. Though I'd wager me pub, it won't be much more than a man's worth of meat and gristle. Still, so long as you've got your head and the wits what came with it, there's hope for you. Now, before the self-same wit starts putting unwise words in your gob, here's a little something to eat from me. Here's a little something to eat from me and the guild. Food? If you be looking for something to spend your newfound fortune on, might I direct your wandering eye towards our fine ale casks? Or if it be adventure you be craving, best set about clamping your grubby hands on some guild leaves and a retainer. And if there's aught you care to know concerning either of them, just come and see old Baderon. Might be I've marbles enough rolling around in my head to help you get started. You needs only ask. Now if marbles ain't your fancy, then these two fine awkers here can fix you up with something a tad more practical like. Alright, so we finished Treasures of the Main, so we get 200 experience points and we get 6,000 gil. So, neato. Now we've got enough money to afford something. Some ridiculously overpriced something or other. Let's see if we can't find a new tunic and some cool headgear. Alright, so now we can afford... Yeah, we can afford almost anything here. Is anything worth that money now? So we have the Hempen Dalmatica, no. Hempen Kurta, nope. Ah, gosh, we don't have anything. Maybe we can sell some stuff. Let's see if we have anything to sell. Maybe we can get enough money from selling stuff to make it up. Let's see, we have potion, 9 potions, silver ore, beastkin blood, cotton ball, bat wings. Okay, so we do have a number of things here. We don't need this bronze gladius, so let's sell that. I think that was a treasure item that we found. Flatbread, orange juice, mole meat, salt cod. What is... Okay, the bat wing, that's worth 100 gil. Let's sell that. And we got 2 vials of beastkin blood, which I don't think it's food. I don't think it's a drink that we can consume, so let's get rid of that too. And I don't think we're going to have enough. Oh wait, we got another bronze gladius up here. Right? Yeah. 11,725. Silver ore, let's get rid of that too. I'm not planning on doing any crafting. So let's get rid of the cotton ball. Salt cod. Huh. Mole meat, orange juice. Mole meat, we're not gonna eat it raw, so let's get rid of that too. See if I can... Flatbread, potion. You know, I guess it's worth pointing out at this point, a lot of this gear that I have is grayed out. It's because the game prevents us from trading or selling unique items, and I guess the default gear you start with, like the weathered robe, the weathered shorts here, weathered satchel belt, weathered draw or lord's drawers, all these things are unique, which means that we can't trade them and we can't sell them. In fact, I think the only way we can get rid of them is to give them to a retainer, but we don't have a retainer, so we're stuck with them in our inventory right now. Alright, so now I think we have enough gil to buy, let's see, to buy the hempen double vest, but that requires us to be... Man, there's a lot of different... Goodness, look at all the different... It requires us to be a certain class in order to equip this, and there's a whole long list of classes there that support this particular vest, but it doesn't look like Thaumaturge is one that will support it. Actually, it doesn't look like Conjurer does either, so... Man, I know the Conjurer's Guild is in Gridania, and I know the Thaumaturge's Guild is in Ulda. Maybe it would be best if we went there to look for the new gear, because we're just not finding it here. Cotton scarf. That's a jump. That's a big improvement there for the that's a big improvement as far as the headgear goes. So let's go ahead and do that. 4,000 gil. Good lord, that's way too much. Way too much. Hempen tunic. Hempen kurta. Magic craftsmanship, HP magic evasion. I'm just gonna buy the hempen dalmatica because I'm tired of wearing the Lord's Yukata here. I wanna equip something that isn't so, I guess, just out of the ordinary. Ugh, man, that just sucks. Alright, so we got this. Let's equip the hempen dalmatica, which is actually an improvement for HP. We get an HP boost and we get a magic evasion boost. So there's that. And what else did we get? We got headgear. Cotton scarf, that's what we got. Alright, so there's our little bandit looking Volatus cane. So that was an awfully long journey there just to get some low-level gear that didn't really help us a whole lot. But we also finished some story quests. We actually finished up the entire first story quest, so that's cool. I think we're probably high enough level to take on the next story quest. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and sign off for this video. And let's do a little wave here as an emote. Wave goodbye to all our viewers here. Right. So when we come back next time, I think what we're going to do is get ourselves a couple of leave quests. We'll go out and get to level 10 with our thaumaturge here, and then we will switch classes over to the Conjurer, and we'll start doing some leveling up with the Conjurer class. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Come back next time, and we'll see you later.